Hello and welcome. Today we're gonna be making a Blender project that reacts to live audio input, such as this one that you're seeing on screen, which is reacting to my voice. What we're gonna need for that is my latest add-on that I've created called Live Audio Animator. This is an add-on that lets us connect any sort of audio source, like a microphone, to our computer and drive any property in Blender with this live audio input. You can get this on my Gumroad, which will be linked in the description below. You can purchase it for only $3.50 right now. And also you will be able to get for free this scene that we'll be using for this video. Let me turn the plugin off and let's open up our Blender scene. All right. So if you're following along and you've downloaded this from my Gumroad, which is free, you'll be getting exactly this file. You can also get the FBX of the bunny model, but I would recommend opening the Blender file. It has a bunch of stuff already that we're gonna need, like the shape keys and also the materials, which are already applied. Of course, the model is UV unwrapped, so if you want to export this to Substance Painter and do something a little bit more fancy, you can of course do it. Always try not to make it too complex and too big. Since we're going to be rendering this on AV, right now our goal is to make this react to live music, so we wanted to render in real time, right? Okay. So here is our bunny, and here is the add-on which you can purchase on my Gumroad, link in the description. Well, let's enable this, and nothing much is happening since we haven't assigned any paths. But what we can do is, if we go to this tab, you can see that we already have a shape key, which is, this is the base, and this is the stressed bunny. And we want to make this react to the music and get stressed whenever it gets loud. So what we could do is right click, copy full data path, and add it as a data path right here. And we could see it already kind of reacting, but this is not really what we want to do, because since we have a different shape key for every mesh in the project, and we want to control all of them with the same path. So what we're gonna do is to add a driver for them. So what we have to do first is add anything. It can be a mesh, or it can be an empty, or whatever you like. I like a cube, very simple. And I'm going to drag this out of the view zone, maybe scale it down a little bit, apply the scale, and apply the location to deltas. So our control point stays right there, but it's zeroed out. Yep. And what we can do is go to the data tab here and right click on the value, add driver, select our latest object, which is called cube, and I'm going to control it with the Z location. You can do the same. And so right now, if we move it, the Z axis, we can see the shape key activating. I'm going to disable the plugin right now. So we have to do this, add the driver for every shape key in our mesh. So again, right click, add driver, cube, and Z location. Let's do this for both of the eyes and the teeth. If you mess up, you can just right click, edit driver. All right, now that every shape key is assigned to this cube as a driver, let's test it out. Yep, it's working. Just move it 1 on the Z axis, and it's a 1, and move it 0, and move it 0, and it's back to the original shape. We can open up the Live Audio Animator and copy the path of the cube's Z location, which is what controls our shape keys. So let's right click, copy full data path, add path. Here we're gonna write shape keys just to keep it organized, and paste. Let's enable the audio and see if it works. Okay, I copied the scale. We want to have the location. So right click, copy full data path, replace this. And let's get the scale back to 1. All right, so is it working? Yes, it's working. It's working. Of course, we can remap these values on the add-on. I always like to add a little bit of smoothing, and since my microphone isn't the best quality, I like to add a noise gate for the lower frequencies, and we can actually also control this very tightly with the frequency filter. Right now, you can do whatever you want, but I'm going to filter from 200, maybe too much, 100. So nothing below that gets in here. Also, a very important thing to do is to calculate our peak from the beginning. What you would have to do is maybe scream at your microphone as loudly as you're going to do it and copy the value that you're getting right here. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so copy that, paste it here, and I hope it's more reactive now. Let's see. Oh, yeah. We're getting a bit more of a reaction. Okay. Also, that's the first part of the tutorial. We're done. We can add a camera. I like to round these values up and drag it here. Get the angle that you like. All right, and that's working. So now we can add a background color. Let's go with yellow. All right, another thing that we can do is add all of our mesh objects right now to a different collection. Let's move them. New, press the M key, move to a new collection, and I'm gonna call this foreground, right? And this will be useful for if we want to add some line art, which I did in the last example, and I think it looks very cool. So let's do that. I'm going to add a grease pencil stroke, and move it somewhere you can't see it. And let's add a modifier called line art. And in collection, I'm gonna select foreground, material, black, layer, color, and yeah, we're good. You can adjust the line thickness to whatever you want. I would activate material borders so we get a little bit more lines wherever the different materials end and meet. Yeah, I like that. Maybe I'm happy with that. Maybe a little thinner. Okay, that just looks cool. See if it reacts well. Yeah, the line is reacting in real time. That's fine. Okay, so that's it for the foreground. We can have something in the background. Maybe I'm gonna make a new collection. Call it background. We added cube. Apply scale. And add an array modifier. And let's make it along the y-axis. Something like this, maybe. How many do we need? Okay, I like it. I like how it's looking, and we're gonna add our object offset. We can make maybe an empty plain axis. Let's select our empty. Let's see if it's working. Empty. Okay, yeah, it's doing exactly what we want it to do. Okay, but what I would do, I would move this, apply the location, and invert this value. Just put a minus right there, and try to make it so it's right at the middle. All right, but what we can do is add another data path. I'm gonna call it background, and use the empty scale on the z-axis, which does this to our cube, so we can have like a bit of a sound wave type of form thing reaction happening right there. So let's copy the full data path, right click, copy full data path of the z scale, paste it right here, and let's try it out. Okay, we have to remap right away. Minimum value is 1. And max value could be whatever you like. I would make it something like this so it's not super strong. Let's add some smooth to it and a noise gate as always. Okay, looks fine. I would add a mirror modifier to have it on both sides and have this like sort of a sound wave effect going on. I like how that looks. Oh, maybe the noise gate is a bit strong. That's more like it. And yeah, let's go to the render view. We can add a material to this cube. Now we can make it whatever color we like and add an emission with the same color because our background is yellow and it's casting yellow lights on our cube. So yeah, that would be it. Remember to adjust the peak level to the music you're gonna be using, and all the properties you can as well adjust them to work exactly as how you want them. If you wanted the transitions to be harder, you can just disable the smoothing, or if you want to have it very, very slow, you can turn it up, way up. Remember, you can purchase this add-on on my Gumroad, and thank you for your support. It's very appreciated. Thank you.